Ladies and gentlemen, we often search for extraordinary events to define our lives. We wait for the moment that will change everything. A promotion, a recognition, a stroke of luck. And yet, in this pursuit, we often overlook the very moments that truly shape destiny. Life's extraordinary power is hidden in what appears ordinary. Each day is a series of moments that, when embraced fully, holds within them the capacity to transform the ordinary into the remarkable. It begins with understanding that greatness is rarely a single, grand act. It is the accumulation of small, deliberate choices that compound over time. Every decision we make, no matter how seemingly insignificant, sends ripples through our life and the lives of those around us. The quiet acts of discipline, the decisions to rise early, to read, to think, to act with integrity, are invisible seeds planted in the soil of opportunity. They may seem trivial in the moment, yet they carry the power to shape destinies. To live an extraordinary life, one must first master the mind. The ability to focus, to direct thought, and to maintain a positive and purposeful outlook in the face of ordinary challenges determines whether a life becomes remarkable or remains average. It is in the daily moments, the morning routine, the encounter with a colleague, the choice to persevere despite setbacks, where the foundation of success is laid. Ordinary moments are where mental fortitude is tested, where patience is cultivated, and where character is forged. Consistency, not fleeting brilliance, is the engine of extraordinary achievement. It is in the repetition of small, purposeful actions that habits are formed, and habits, in turn, shape destiny. Preparation and opportunity are inseparable. The person who invests effort in the ordinary, who learns and grows quietly when no one is watching, is the one who is ready when extraordinary opportunity arrives. Life has a way of rewarding those who prepare consistently, even when the fruits of their labor are not immediately visible. The ordinary is where preparation meets possibility. The extraordinary is often the natural outcome of readiness, discipline, and the courage to act decisively when the moment comes. Gratitude and awareness transform the mundane into the magnificent, recognizing the potential in each interaction, appreciating the lessons in every challenge, and acknowledging progress, even in the smallest measure, trains the mind to see abundance and opportunity where others see monotony. A simple conversation, a small gesture of kindness, or an act of diligence can become a turning point when approached with intention and awareness. Life rewards those who notice, who value, and who act with purpose in ordinary circumstances. Finally, the transformation from ordinary to extraordinary begins in perspective. It is not the world that determines the impact of a moment, but the mind that perceives it. By approaching each day with vision, by finding meaning in routine, and by committing to excellence in every small task, one cultivates a life that is extraordinary in both achievement and fulfillment. Every ordinary moment holds the potential to become a stepping stone to greatness. The question is not whether extraordinary moments will come, but whether we are prepared to recognize and elevate the ordinary moments in front of us. Remember, it is the accumulation of these moments, acted upon with focus, persistence, and purpose, that defines a life worth remembering. Greatness is not an event, it is a series of choices, actions, and reflections made consistently in the ordinary spaces of our lives. The extraordinary does not lie in what is exceptional, but in what is consistently nurtured, valued, and mastered. When you embrace ordinary moments with discipline, awareness, and intention, you unlock the path to an extraordinary life. The first keynote, which emphasizes that every small action has unseen consequences, reveals a profound truth about the nature of human life and achievement. Often, we overlook the significance of our ordinary decisions, believing that only grand gestures or monumental events can shape our destiny. Yet, The reality is that greatness is rarely born in a single, spectacular moment. It is cultivated in the quiet, seemingly insignificant choices we make each day. A decision as simple as choosing to rise early, to complete a task with diligence, or to speak a kind word to someone may appear trivial at first glance. However, these small actions accumulate over time, creating patterns that profoundly influence the trajectory of our lives. Just as a single drop of water may seem inconsequential, yet over time it can carve valleys through solid rock, so too do our small actions carry the potential to shape our character, relationships, and ultimate success. The unseen consequences of our choices extend far beyond immediate results. Each action sets in motion a chain of events that often remains invisible until much later. For example, taking the time to learn a new skill, even when it seems unnecessary in the moment, may open doors to opportunities years down the line. Small acts of integrity, honesty, and persistence may go unnoticed at first, yet they build a foundation of trust and reputation that others rely upon when critical decisions arise. The ordinary moments, when approached with intention, create a ripple effect, influencing not only our own lives, but also the lives of those around us. Every interaction, every decision, and every effort carries within it the power to impact situations in ways that we cannot immediately perceive. Recognizing the unseen power of small actions requires a shift in perspective. Most people are drawn to visible, immediate rewards, and therefore undervalue the subtle, incremental steps that lead to lasting achievement. The world often celebrates dramatic accomplishments and overlooks the quiet efforts that make them possible. Yet, history is replete with examples of individuals whose consistent, disciplined engagement with ordinary tasks produced extraordinary outcomes. These individuals understood that small acts repeated over time compound into monumental results. They valued every moment as an opportunity to sow seeds that would yield benefits in the future. By embracing this understanding, one begins to see that nothing is truly insignificant. Every choice, every gesture, and every habit matters. Small actions also cultivate character and resilience, which are essential components of an extraordinary life. When we consistently act with discipline, integrity, and diligence in ordinary circumstances, we strengthen our ability to face larger challenges with confidence and competence. Each small victory reinforces the belief that we can influence our circumstances through deliberate effort. Even when the immediate impact is invisible, the internal transformation that occurs is profound. The accumulation of small, positive behaviors molds our habits, shapes our mindset, and builds the inner resources necessary for navigating life's complexities. In this way, ordinary actions are not merely preparatory, they are transformative in themselves. Furthermore, the unseen consequences of small actions extend into relationships and the broader social fabric. Acts of kindness, support, and encouragement may seem minor at the time, yet they can inspire others, create loyalty, and foster collaboration. A simple gesture of generosity may motivate someone to pursue their potential, and a moment of patience or understanding may prevent conflict and build lasting trust. In essence, every ordinary moment carries a latent power that influences not only our personal growth, but also the lives of others. The ripples of these actions are often immeasurable, extending far beyond what we can immediately observe. In practical terms, recognizing the power of small actions encourages us to approach each day with mindfulness and intentionality. It is not enough to wait for extraordinary circumstances to act. Rather, we must understand that the ordinary moments themselves hold the keys to extraordinary results. By treating each decision, each habit, and each interaction as an opportunity to contribute positively and to act purposefully, we lay the groundwork for achievements that may not be visible today, but will reveal themselves over time. The unseen consequences of our choices are cumulative and far-reaching, shaping our character, our relationships, and our ultimate destiny in ways that cannot be underestimated. Thus, the first keynote teaches a vital principle: the extraordinary emerges from the ordinary not through chance, but through the deliberate engagement with life's small, often overlooked moments. Each action, however minor it may appear, carries the potential to influence outcomes and create lasting value. By embracing this truth, we cultivate a mindset that honors discipline, awareness, and purposeful living. We begin to see that greatness is not reserved for those who wait for remarkable opportunities, but for those who recognize the hidden power of the ordinary and act with intention. Understanding that every small step contributes to a life of extraordinary achievement, the second keynote emphasizes that mastery of thought and focus begins in daily life, and it underscores a fundamental principle that extraordinary achievements are rooted in ordinary, disciplined mental practices. The human mind is the engine of all accomplishment, yet it is often mismanaged, scattered, and reactive. Many people wait for inspiration or for a crisis to sharpen their focus, believing that extraordinary outcomes require extraordinary conditions. The truth is that the foundation for exceptional results is built quietly, consistently, and intentionally within the ordinary moments of life. Every thought, every decision, and every moment of concentration shapes the trajectory of personal growth and success. Mastery of the mind is not a rare gift. It is a skill developed through repeated, conscious effort, cultivated in the seemingly mundane routines that structure our days. At the heart of mental mastery is the ability to focus attention on what truly matters. Distraction is one of the greatest obstacles to success. The ordinary moments in life are often filled with noise, interruptions, minor tasks, and superficial concerns that can easily derail focus. Yet, those who learn to harness their attention, who can direct thought deliberately and avoid being pulled in countless directions, gain an enormous advantage. It is in the daily practice of focusing on meaningful work, of concentrating on small but important tasks, that mental discipline is strengthened. Ordinary moments, such as planning the day, reflecting on progress, or organizing thoughts, may appear trivial, yet they are the exercises through which focus becomes habitual. Over time, this habitual focus transforms ordinary mental effort into extraordinary productivity, clarity, and insight. The cultivation of a focused mind also involves self-awareness and emotional regulation. Thoughts are powerful, but untrained thoughts can lead to confusion, indecision, and wasted energy. In ordinary moments, one has the opportunity to observe the patterns of the mind, to identify negative or unproductive thinking, and to consciously redirect mental energy toward constructive purposes. This practice is subtle and continuous, often unnoticed by others, but it is the very foundation of extraordinary achievement. By consistently choosing to focus on solutions rather than problems, on possibilities rather than limitations, and on purpose rather than distraction, the mind is trained to operate with precision and intention. Mental mastery also requires discipline in the formation of habits. Every ordinary day presents countless small decisions: how we spend our time, what we read, what we think about, and how we respond to challenges. Each of these decisions is an opportunity to strengthen or weaken mental control. The repeated practice of concentration, self-reflection, and deliberate action creates neural patterns that enhance clarity, problem-solving ability, and creativity. The extraordinary results seen in accomplished individuals are rarely spontaneous. They are the visible outcome of countless small, focused decisions made consistently over time. Ordinary moments, therefore, are not insignificant interruptions of life. They are the very training ground where mental strength and focus are forged. Another critical aspect of mastering thought is the cultivation of purposeful imagination. Extraordinary lives are rarely created solely by reacting to circumstances. They are designed through vision, planning, and the deliberate exercise of imagination. In the ordinary moments, while commuting, journaling, or planning the day, individuals have the opportunity to visualize outcomes, consider strategies, and anticipate challenges. The mind that is disciplined to imagine with purpose transforms ordinary thought into a blueprint for action. Each ordinary act of reflection and mental rehearsal strengthens the ability to recognize opportunities and to act decisively when they arise. Furthermore, mastery of thought extends to resilience in the face of adversity. Life presents difficulties, distractions, and setbacks in almost every ordinary day. Those who have trained their minds to remain focused and deliberate in routine moments are far better equipped to respond effectively when challenges appear. Mental discipline ensures that thoughts are constructive rather than reactive, that decisions are deliberate rather than impulsive, and that energy is applied toward meaningful results rather than dissipated on trivial concerns. The extraordinary life emerges from the accumulation of these small, deliberate mental victories, which are often invisible to the outside observer but vital in shaping outcomes. Ultimately, mastery of thought and focus in ordinary moments is not a task with a finite endpoint. It is a lifelong practice. Each day presents opportunities to observe the mind, direct attention, cultivate purpose, and strengthen mental habits. By consistently applying focus to ordinary tasks, by controlling thought patterns, and by nurturing clarity of vision, individuals build the capacity to achieve extraordinary results. Ordinary moments, when engaged with mindfulness, intention, and discipline, are the crucible in which mental mastery is forged. Through this mastery, ordinary experiences transform into extraordinary achievements, and a life built on intentional focus becomes a life of impact, influence, and fulfillment. The third keynote emphasizes the power of persistence and consistency, and it reveals a profound truth about the nature of extraordinary achievement. Greatness is rarely the product of sudden inspiration or luck, but of deliberate, repeated effort over time. Life does not reward the occasional burst of energy or a single moment of brilliance. It is the quiet, consistent application of effort in ordinary moments that builds the foundation for exceptional outcomes. Every day presents opportunities to act with persistence, to push forward even when progress seems slow, and to maintain commitment when immediate results are not visible. This is the principle that separates those who achieve lasting success from those who remain stagnant, waiting for circumstances to align perfectly. Persistence begins with a mindset that refuses to be discouraged by temporary setbacks or failures. Ordinary moments often present obstacles, challenges, and distractions that can derail focus and sap motivation. Yet, those who understand the value of consistency see these obstacles not as reasons to quit, but as opportunities to strengthen resilience and refine approach. Each minor challenge faced and overcome in routine circumstances is a rehearsal for larger difficulties, a quiet preparation that builds mental toughness. By persisting in small, disciplined acts daily, whether in personal development, professional work, or relationships, individuals cultivate the stamina necessary to pursue long-term goals with unwavering determination.